but we were not stopping. We're continuing. Our aid is coming from inside and from outside. A lot of people don't understand that. They say, well, how is stuff getting in? A lot of the stuff that we are giving is from within Gaza. So we purchase from Gaza. There's a lot of stuff that can still be purchased. It's just a lot more expensive. So a lot of the stuff that we have is from within Gaza. We have warehouses, we have partners, we have, we've been in Gaza for 20 plus years. So we have the relationships that we have that allow us to be able to do the things that we want to do. And on top of that, we have great relationships with our trucks entering. So we were the first charity, I believe, in Canada that had footage of trucks entering into Gaza in subhanAllah. In fact, when I was there in Egypt, I filled those trucks. 2 weeks later, those trucks entered. Like, that's record-breaking time. And so our aid is coming from the outside and from the inside. And we're doing what we can to use as much of the funds as possible. And a lot of people, this is the common question is, you raise millions of dollars, millions and millions. And Nick, how are you using all of that? I only see you guys distributing food. And the key thing is to understand that when we have funds raised, it's not an immediate thing. There's short term, there's long term. We're going to use some funds now. We're going to save some funds, and some funds are going to be used throughout. Mm-hmm. Long term is like rebuilding of Gaza. We need money to rebuild Gaza. That's going to cost millions and billions and trillions probably of dollars. The orphan sponsorship to cover them throughout the years. That's long-term money. Hospitals, rebuilding of the hospitals, water wells that have to be rebuilt. All these things cannot be done until the genocide is done. And in the meantime, we can give the food, we can give the water, we can give the medical aid. That's what we're doing, but we can evacuate families. So it's a combination of short-term, long-term. But what we raise for Gaza, which is close to 50 million so far as a charity, that may seem like a lot of money, but in fact, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's a drop in the ocean compared to what Gaza needs, not just today, but in long-term as well.
So you're saying, I'm going to get a bit more into some of the aid trucks entering Gaza and what are the challenges around that. But you were saying you're also gathering aid from within Gaza. So how does that work? Haven't they run out of agricultural products, food products, medicines, and all of that? So what?
No, they still have. It's just expensive. So feeding a family is, usually, you can have it for $50 to $75. Now it's like $250, right? The prices have they've quadrupled. There's still resources inside. There's partners inside. There's ways to get aid from within still that we're able to leverage. I know it may seem not believable, but that's still the case. And then there's the aid from the outside. I think it's the combination of both. There's still shops, still warehouses, and then they have their ways of having goods as well. But combining both, I think that's the key. The outside, the external, and then the internal as well.
So is aid entering Gaza in a sufficient rate for the needs that are there? I know there's been a lot of news around that at times from Israel's actions or from actions in Egypt that not much aid enters Gaza, only a few trucks a day. Is that still a challenge? Is only a few trucks being allowed in, or is there an increasing number of trucks that are allowed in? Because I think a lot of the aid needs to enter from Egypt through the Rafah crossing into Gaza. How does that work?
Yeah, no, it's still a struggle, man. And it's always going to be a struggle until this genocide is over and even past that. But recently, they've allowed a lot more trucks in. That's what I know. The past maybe 2-3 weeks, there was an influx of number of trucks, and our trucks was one of those. We had 3 trucks enter through that as well. But it's not even close to enough. What's entering right now is not even close to enough. But we still have the ability to allow some to enter, and I think that's the key. And so people should not give up, and people should not wait. A lot of people say, well, I'll wait until they enter. It's a long process to get funds down, right? It's not like, okay, you donate now and it's to the truck tomorrow. That's gotta, it's gotta go through the banks, it's gotta get processed, it's gotta be purchased, that takes time. So it's best to donate now, support now, and know that when things are ready, and as things are being ready, your aid, your donation will be used. But a lot of the funds that we've used, we've like I said, just the evacuation of the families alone it's going to be $7 to $10 million. That's a lot of money. And if we take on more families, we just got a call. I just got a call from my brother Saif saying, there's 180 kids homeless in Egypt. These are kids from Gaza who have left Gaza but have been abandoned. They don't have. Once you enter Egypt, ain't nobody taking care of you. Like, it's a different story. Yeah. So they have. I heard some of them. They have like bugs like eating out their flesh, because of their wounds, open wounds, right? So he's like, can we take them on? I said, oh man, that's a big cost. I said, okay, let's take it on. So now we've taken them on. That's another probably few $1 million, right? So alhamdulillah, people are generous, people are giving, and the best we can do is to continue to push, continue to be sincere, continue to be transparent, and inshallah the people will continue to support.
How is it working with Egypt? Is the Egyptian authorities cooperating with that, or is there some pushback? I know that with the government there, it sometimes can be challenging, on getting a lot of aid in, and the government there also has a lot of challenges internationally in terms of their politics and stuff like that.